He's one of the biggest superstars to ever walk the planet, and while he was one of the biggest bachelors for a long time too, that's history now that he's instead half of one of the world's biggest power couples with his wife Amal. Of course, we're talking about the one and only George Clooney. After making his TV debut in 1978, George famously got his big acting break playing Dr. Doug Ross in the 80s hit TV series ER. Female fans instantly fell for Clooney's boyish charms, while a Golden Globe nomination suggested he was more than just a pretty face. Even during the early days of his popularity, George already experienced celebrity culture as an uncomfortable phenomenon.
You take everything with a grain of salt and you understand, if somebody comes over and says, and starts talking about, all of the jobs you've done, you kind of figure that she's really in love with, Dr. Ross,
Soon enough, the movies came calling, and by teaming up with Steven Soderbergh in 2001 for Ocean's 11, George cemented his status as a world-class movie star. Of course, it's no wonder this silver-haired fox has had plenty of attention from the ladies. After numerous love interests, the Hollywood playboy finally found love in the beautiful British human rights lawyer Amal. In April 2014, just 6 months after they first started dating, it was announced that George had popped the big question. The loved-up twosome didn't waste any time after getting engaged and tied the knot in September of that same year.
I'm having an exceptional year and an exceptional time in my life, and I'm really in a happy place, so it's nice.
And it became even better in June 2017 when George and Amal welcomed their first children, twins called Ella and Alexander. Visiting that year's Venice Film Festival to promote his new movie Suburbicon, George was happy to share his feelings about fatherhood.
Yeah, it's exciting, I'm excited to be a father, and I'm having a really fun time with these two insane little, knuckleheads, but they're really fun.
Of course, being one of the world's biggest movie stars takes up a lot of time, let alone combining it with not one but two newborn babies.
Well, I'm lucky that I have an extraordinary wife who's doing a lot of breastfeeding, she's doing all the heavy lifting right now. I'm a very good diaper changer. I'm very good, by the way. But for the most part, you do the same way everyone does, which is everybody finds a way to, you don't sleep very much right now. We don't sleep very much. I was up at, I think, 4:30 this morning because one, they're twins, so one wakes the other one up. And then they go to sleep and the other one wakes the other. So it's all of that, but it's exciting and it's fun.
And in case George should let his fame go to his head, the twins are there to keep him grounded and remind him that not everything in life is so glamorous.
No, it is funny though. We went out to dinner the other night, and I had Alex on my shoulder before we left, and I handed him off and to Amal, and we went out and got in the car to leave, and I'm sitting in the car and I look down and I've got the barf on your shirt. You're like, oh, well, there goes that jacket.
And then, of course, there's the issue of constant media attention.
Well, that's tricky, of course, and I'm more worried about, not right now because they don't understand it. I'm worried about when they're 5 years old and they're going to school, and I'm worried that they'll get too much attention. I think that's not great for kids. So we're going to have to figure out a way to adjust that as we go and try to help them out as best we can. But some of it they're going to just have to figure out on their own.
Well, if Ella and Alexander are anything like their dad, or mum for that matter, we're pretty sure they're going to be just fine. But until then, we'll continue to focus our attention on Super Daddy George Clooney.